We're going to have a branding party. Bill's heating up the brand. And there's some birdhouses we want to brand. And so we're going to do that this morning.
Got a good fire going and all the windows open.
It's too hot with the fire. So
We're going to start doing this outside on the other.
I know it. It's heating up. So we're just waiting for the iron to get hot. Then Bill start branding. Getting his gloves on because that rod gets hot. One time our neighbor over here, they brought in this horse. I don't know if it was a Mustang at one time, but we noticed it had bites all over it where it's really been in a lot of fights. And it had a big old brand on it, great big. But that horse, my horse, Little Red, him and Little Red would get into it. And Little Red, he was trying to protect our mares from that horse.
Well, that horse was reaching across the fence biting.
He was acting like a stallion.
Yeah.
But they said he was fixed.
Well, the people didn't know what they had. You know, and a lot of people don't realize that. He was what they call proud cut. And what that is, when they gild a horse, if they don't do it good, and a lot of people just, I've seen people try to just do it themselves without knowing. And I've had a lot of horses gilded over the years, but I always use a veterinarian for that. But I've seen them do it. And if you don't do it right, they still have the stallion mentality, but they can't do anything. They can't breed. So they're half nuts. They're dangerous.
They are dangerous.
About the only thing they're really good for, you really can't ride them too much because they're dangerous. They're good as what they call a teaser horse. And that particular one, it finally reached over and grabbed our gilded and tore his chest.
Oh, it was terrible. About
just the skin.
Yeah, but about got his windpipe.
Yeah, just about got his windpipe. And so I put him up, and I think I gave him a tetanus shot, and I doctored him, and I used the stuff that I buy called Trainer's Formula. It's a real good, it's a salve for horses. You can find it online.
Harder to find nowadays.
Yeah, it's like a paste form or a salve. It works real good for wounds. Hey, quit. But anyway, I put our horse up, and I went over and talked to the guy. I said, and he wanted to come over and look at our horse, and he offered to agree to pay, you know, for a veterinary thing. And it didn't need it. I could take care of it myself. But I told him, I said, your horse is proud cut. He didn't, I don't think he even knew what the word meant, but he said, well, he's been around horses his whole life and he'd never seen that or something.
Yeah. I
said, well, yeah, it's proud cut and they're very dangerous. And you could, just a little bit of observance you could watch. They had another horse, a mare over there that they put in with him. And that horse was constantly beating that mare up, jumping on her, trying to breed. He couldn't breed, so he was biting her and pawing at her all the time. And she was scarred up from the back of her neck to her rump from that horse beating on her all the time. And eventually they moved away. And what I heard, he was trying to, well, he tried to give it to the people that moved in over there. He tried to bring it back over there. And the young man was telling me about it, and I said, well, you do what you want. You're a grown man, but you need to do some research on proud cut horses. They're dangerous. And I don't think they even brought it back over here, but he ended up, what I was told, it was an older fellow that owned the horse. He just turned it loose up in the mountains. People do that. when they can't afford to feed them,
Or if nobody wants the horse.
or nobody wants it. Just not a good horse worth anywhere from $1,000 to several $1,000s, depending on the breed and the ancestry and the make of the horse. But a horse like that is maybe $200 or $300, and all they're really good for is what I said is called a teaser horse, to bring mares into season. They'll usually. Hey,
Oh my gosh.
hey!
I don't know what that
Settle
was.
down.
Watchdog.
Normally, what people use, or they use their the stallion. They'll bring them out and get them close to a mare to tease them, to bring them into season. And they can find, they'll buy these proud cut ones and keep them separated from the rest of the herd, and feed them and water them and give them a life.
And all they have to do is flirt with the girls.
And they just flirt with the girls,
Yeah.
bring the girls in season.
I wish that horse went there.
And,
We had.
I contacted
Yeah.
the guy that raises paints. He's got a stallion. He's no longer in this area. He was originally from Texas, but I knew him well, and knew how he traded his horses. And he was came over and offered that guy $200 or $300, I think, for him.
Turn him down.
The guy wouldn't sell, but he ended up just turning it loose in the mountains because it was dangerous to be around, and he shouldn't have done that, because then it could.
Well, if you're riding up in the
somebody
mountains,
was riding on,
I
in
know
a
it.
very season, especially,
Yeah.
it's going to be on you too.
Yeah.
Because we a long time ago in the foothills, we had a young colt come up. Yeah, it's actually a stallion, but same thing. When they're turned loose like that, they're dangerous.
They'll try to mount
It-
your horse with
it
you
tried
on
to-
it.
I was riding a mare at that time, and he tried to come up on the back of that mare with me in the saddle, and I had to bat him with my hat, and he went away. But proud cut horses are real dangerous. If anybody can agree or disagree, whatever you want. I just know what experience I've had with them.
And they should have realized that horse what happened, because that horse was full of scars where it's fought.
Yeah, it was fighting other
Yeah.
horses, and they will attack a human
Yeah.
under the right circumstances. Stallions will too under the right circumstances, but proud cut horse, they're just pretty much crazy because they want to breed but they can't, and they have the urge but they can't do anything. And if you got any doubts about when you're buying a horse, if you got any doubts, get a veterinarian to look at them. And I don't think it's reverse. I think once the deed is done, when they do a poor job of gilding, I think it's done. A veterinarian would be the person to
Yeah.
ask
They
for
might
sure.
could do something. I don't know.
You think they could do something, but I've never heard of anything being done. And you don't see a lot of proud cut horses because normally you go to a veterinarian to get it done. And if it's a reputable vet, they'll even hold the results up and show you this, I got it. There's a certain amount of material there when they cut it out that they have to take out. And they'll normally, when you get a horse gilded, they swell up pretty good. And you have to walk them every day to take that swelling. Otherwise, it'll just keep swelling and get infected.
Yeah, it will.
And matter of fact, the last gilding that Jake, we had him gilded when he was a little over 2 years old. A new veterinarian that's not about 3 or 4 miles from here off the highway. I think she went to Texas A&M, but she moved back out here. Best vet I've ever seen.
Oh, she was good.
I think her last name is Starr. She's the very best that I've ever seen.
He didn't even swell up.
He never swelled up. She came with 2 other people. I didn't have to help in any way. I just stood back and watched, and she handled it like I like it. Some vets want to try to gild them standing up. That seems to be what's happening now. She done it the old way where you give them a sedative. They do it a little bit cheaper that way. They don't have to give them a sedative, that much of a sedative. They still give them some, but they try to gild them standing up. I've
It's
seen
faster, I think.
it's a little bit faster, but you're standing on your head doing it, and I like the
Yeah,
old-fashioned
when
way.
there's the horse standing up, I don't know how they do that.
The old-fashioned way is
And they help them down too.
you knock them out.
They help
And
the
then
horse
you help
down.
him down, and,
Yeah.
and that's hard to do. But there were 3 of them, and they laid him down real gentle, perfect, and he didn't bleed a lot. Used to, what you would do would go according to the signs, the almanac. The signs travel back and forth in your body, you know, in a circle. And the saying is that, and I did that with cattle and horses a long time ago, but a lot of vets don't like to rely on that. You know, it's kind of on the edge of science. And,
Yeah, and we don't do the signs no more.
no, we're just lazy about it.
We are.
The science is you, if you're going to gild a horse, you start in the knees, I believe it is, below that particular place where you're operating. And by the time the signs get back around to that point, it'll be healed. And that's pretty much what happened with Jake out there. We didn't do it on purpose. We just don't worry, because I don't feel like arguing with them anymore. And some vets, not all, but some vets argue with you about that.
Well, some of the vets, if they're older, they know the old
yeah,
ways.
the old vets, a lot of times they'll go by the almanac, and just like farmers' almanacs. But that's all I want to talk about on that. I got to get busy.
Yeah. Well, here. There it goes.
Perfect.
Oh, that's good. I haven't really showed this one yet, but it's a, what is that thing? A barn? Yeah, that looks good.
No, it's called a granary.
Granary?
Granary.
Yeah.
Where it's like a feed store.
Oh,
kinda.
okay.
There's a silo. A little bit of hay there, and hay up in the loft. And I guess that's, I don't see a mill wheel, but it's called a granary. I need to repair this.
Yeah, I'll get that fixed up.
Yeah, I'm gonna set.
That wood smells good burnt.
Yeah.
Yep. Next.
Okay.
Oh, I like that
This
one.
is a trading post.
And I got the shutters fixed on it.
She still got to do a sign. There was a sign on it at one time, and it's come off, so she's going to make a new one. Probably says feed. I don't know what she's going to do, but it says trading post. And then there's a back door, and there's a barrel back there, and odds and ends, some little pots. But I'm going to put the thing right up here on top.
You need me to hold it?
No, I'm going to put that in the coals a little bit more. This is a little bit tougher wood here.
Yeah.
I'm going to try it here.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit hotter.
At West Homestead.
Like I guess a log cabin, I guess.
And I restained it.
And she restained it to, it's pretty old.
So we're going to put that brand right here.
Try it out. I'm going to have to do it again.
Well, that's dark, can't I see? Hey, Ben's getting everybody wanting to borrow.
Okay. This is,
Yeah, I repainted this and put some red trim on it. But I still have to get a dowel or something and put a little post there for the hole. But
it's
it
a beach house.
turned out looking nice. And I put sand down here.
That says beach bungalow.
Yep. And you're getting branded too. So. So we're getting closer, getting these ready. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
The iron's going to get harder. Oh, that looks good.
Yeah,
I like that. And we'll have one more to go. I'm going to brand the bottom of that carving. But we got to get that brand a little harder.
It's going to have to get hot.
Going to put it on the bottom there. So that'll be our branding for the day. Get this one, Brandon. Here's my carving. He's getting ready to brand. And we got the wood from the mountains. That's aspen wood. And he's going to brand the bottom. It's going to be a little hard to hold. Not break anything. Whoop.
Ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
It does.
Okay, I'll put this down in there to cool off. And I'll set this over here to
Yep.
have to move them out of the windows if the wind comes up,
I will.
if you would.
Well, I'm glad to get all this done, getting it taken care of. Thank you for watching Out West Homestead. Well, you put all them together, it's like a little village. Well, that'd be cool. Bye. I do, once in a while, put up our Amazon link on our brand where we bought it. If anybody interested in getting them a brand. Some people use them when they cook out and put them on steaks. When they have company come over. I think that is the cutest thing, to have a steak branded. I've never heard of it, but that's what they use them for also. So, I just thought I'd let you know. We do put a link up on Amazon on it. So, maybe you can check it out. Thanks. Well, thanks for coming by and watching us brand burn houses.